Greetings. I'm delighted to be able to send this message to you as you begin your district assembly. While your assembly begins in early December, I am sending you this message on November 21st, an important day in the life of our Institute. November 21st marks the anniversary of the heroic vow of St. Lasalle, Brother Gabriel and Brother Nicola in 1691. Also November 21st, Pope John Paul II visited us at this mother house, and he canonized our martyrs of Tyrone on November 21st. So it's an auspicious day for us. And I'm delighted to be able to use that context in addressing you at this moment. I want to begin by recalling our 45th General Chapter. There were two moments in there that I found very significant. Many were, of course, significant. But these two involve books. The first was a book we received from the District of France called The Rendezvous on the Hill, about de La Salle's experience at Parmeny. And the second we received was a work of Brother Diego Muñez and Brother Miguel Campos and others on the life of Brother Michel Sauvage. Two significant books about two important moments in the life of the Institute. A time when de La Salle was in crisis and was called back to France to lead the Institute. And of course, the life of a brother from our generation, Brother Michel Sauvage, who lived at moments of crisis for our Institute in the present moment and was instrumental in bringing about the Declaration, a text still very vibrant and alive and relevant to our Institute today. But when I think about de La Salle being called back to Parmeny, from Parmeny to the center of the Institute in Paris, I think, what are we being called back to today? What are we as an institute, as districts, as brothers with partners being called back to today? We're called to be filled with the spirit of faith and zeal for our Lasallian mission today. We're called to live a spirituality that animates all of our actions on behalf of and with the poor. We're called to share our experience of God with one another. We're called to be a community of hope, relying on God's divine providence for the sake of the kingdom. I encourage you to reflect on what you are being called in lead at this moment in the life of the Institute and in the life of your district. As you begin your assembly, I ask you this question to ask yourselves. What has been the definitive passage of God in your life and in the life of your district these days? Like de La Salle, what have been those seemingly ordinary decisions that led from one decision and one thing to another that has brought you and your district to where you are today? Reflecting on those decisions, remembering your most recent past, I think will help your discernment about what you need to do going forward. What will the mission of LEAD be in the years to come? How do you envision your future? You know, the future can happen to us, or the future can be created. I hope during your days of assembly, you will contribute to the creation of a future that needs to happen for LEAD, for Park, for the Institute. I encourage you to seriously examine the decisions of the 45th General Chapter and how they will play out in your world today. I won't go into all the details about the decisions of the chapter. The brothers who are with you in assembly, who participated in them, are well aware of them and will share them with you. I will say, though, these things. While we acknowledge the decline in the number of brothers as a reason for restructuring lead, for example, we must also acknowledge that restructuring had another important dimension to it. And that is our partners who share this mission with us. That has been a factor in restructuring, because then we're speaking not of diminishment, but of plenitude. So as we continue to be challenged by the decreasing number of brothers, we must take full advantage of promoting structures of Lasallian association with our partners. Many are enthusiastic about our vocation and about their vocation to the Lasallian mission. And so consider what are the most appropriate structures going forward for your district in fully embracing the Lasallian association. What kind of formation do you want to have, and how do you want to deliver it? I know you will be creative. Lead always has been in your various past, but continue to be as creative as possible going forward, especially in terms of vocations. We need to be extremely creative in promoting our life and our life as brothers, our life as brothers with partners, our life in behalf of the charism of St. LaSalle. Your region and your district have a reputation of being creative. One area where I know we need to be very creative is in the promotion of our vocation as brothers and the vocation of our partners. I encourage you to explore new ways to promote the vocation to our life. I know it's a challenge, but I'm confident your creative minds will come up with new ways to promote the vocation to our life as brothers, and learning what new steps we can take to do that. And whatever decisions you take, please keep in mind to educate the parents of our young people as well. I think the more our parents understand the value of the vocation of the brothers, they can help facilitate and encourage their sons to consider our life. So please be very creative, very audacious in this endeavor.